Committee. This meeting is being live streamed on the Council YouTube channel. The recording of the meeting will remain online for 4 years, and if you are present in the chamber, you are consenting to appearing in the recording and broadcast, which may also be used for training purposes. Please also note that when we get to item 6, it's an exclusion of any press or public. So I will ask members if they wish to discuss the exempt listed agenda item 9. If not, we will move immediately on to item 10. I will now run down the agenda in item order, beginning with apologies. Do we have any apologies?
I haven't been made aware of any apologies, so I'll follow up after the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Those members in attendance, do any members wish to make any declarations of interest? No, thank you. So moving on to item 3, which is the minutes of the previous meeting. Are you happy to approve the previous minutes as a true and accurate record and for me to sign them? Yeah, okay. There you go. Thank you. I haven't been made aware of any public questions. Any? No? Okay. I'm also not aware of any petitions or deputations. No. Right then. So if we then move on to item 6. So we're now on the first substantive item of the agenda. Can the city centre manager please introduce the report?
The Council, as a licensing authority, has a statutory duty to publish its cumulative impact assessment every 3 years in order to review its special policy on cumulative impact. The Gloucester City Council has included special policy of cumulative impact within its statement of licensing policy since 2005. A copy of the current special policy of cumulative impact contained within the Council Statement of Licensing Policy 2021 to 2026 is attached at Appendix 1. In 2021, members of this committee made the decision to continue the special policy of cumulative impact following further evidence presented by Gloucester Constabulary and therefore publish a CIA in accordance with the legislation. Many local authorities introduce special policies in relation to cumulative impact. These are known as cumulative impact policies. The Policing and Crime Act 2017 introduced a new provision within the Licensing Act 2003. This provision provides that a licensing authority may, in appropriate circumstances, publish a cumulative impact assessment. Any existing SIPs, as we call them, should be reviewed at the earliest practical opportunity to ensure they comply with legislation. It is recommended that a review should take place every 3 years. This will ensure that any SIPs in place before the commandments of the provision on CIAs or CIAs adhere to the principle of the legislation. The change from a CIP to a CIA has no practical effect as to how applications are to be dealt with when they are received. The current CIA was published in September 2021, and the Council, as a local licensing authority, must now carry out a consultation exercise prior to any review of its cumulative impact assessment in order to decide if it remains of the view that a CIA is necessary. Therefore, the Licensing Enforcement Committee is asked to resolve the recommendations in paragraph 2. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Do any members have any questions on the report? No. That we accept the recommendation, which is for officers to undertake the necessary steps to review the current impact policy by way of consultation with relevant parties over an 8-week period. Do any members wish to dissent to this? Okay, so we're happy to move this. Yeah, can I have a show of hands? Okay, fully supportive. Thank you very much. Thank you for that one. So we now move on to item 7, which is the quarterly report. Can I again ask City Centre Manager to introduce it?
Yes. Apologies. I hope you all have had sight of the actual update, and if you have any question, I am able to take them for you. Otherwise, if I don't have the answer, I will then ask Darren to make contact directly and provide you with the relevant answers.
Any questions? Councillor Radley?
Thank you, Chair. Within the quarterly report, it's very lovely to see that there's a section around Pomali, and it sort of says, any questions, contact us for more information. I was wondering why within that document there wasn't an actual quarterly report with information that we would expect to see.
Thank you for that. So I believe that there was an email that was sent round to all councillors previously, where it was indicated that it was confidential information. So I'm presuming that that is the reason why there is no further information on the report, Councillor Radley.
Thank you for that, Chair. However, if the reason that the information isn't in the report is due to confidentiality, we have a duty to the public to make that known in the public domain. Could, as previously we had a summary of information circulated that wasn't attached to the quarterly report, could we have that information? And ideally, it would be wonderful to have that information without having to request it at every quarterly report.
Absolutely, we can put that request in. Also, what I would suggest and make a request of is that at the next committee meeting, we ask the relevant department holder to attend this meeting. If it is a matter that it is confidential item, then obviously we will have to do it in closed doors. But I believe then that the relevant questioning in that can take place that we as a committee should do. Would you be happy with that response?
I'll be very content with that, Chair. Part of the reason that I keep raising this is that this committee was asked to make a decision, and part of that there would be onward monitoring, and so this committee was made to ask a decision. Therefore, this committee needs to keep an eye on this so that we can be content that things are as they should be, and so I'd be very appreciative of that opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, I'll make sure that that's done. Can we put that request in, please? Yeah, thank you. Any other questions or statements on the report?
Thanks, Chair. Section or paragraph 4.6 on animal licensing states that in 2 years we received the council received 16 complaints in total. And it goes on to say that one resulted in a written warning being issued. I'm just wondering whether we're able to obtain some more information on that one, the reasoning why the written warning was issued and no further action was taken other than that.
We can make that request. I do wonder whether it could be due to data protection that it can't be actually put into reports as to named individuals. So again, it may well have to be covered under confidentiality. Would you, Rachel, have anything to add to that?
I suspect that's the case, yes.
So again, I will make that request. Is there anything further, any other information on 4.6 that you would require so that we can make sure that it's all completed at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, we keep hiding behind confidentiality. I'm not asking for any names or addresses here. Just asking for a bit of background on that particular example. What was found and what was the reason that the written warning was issued, rather than following a further prosecution, etc.
I'm not hiding behind confidentiality. I'm just putting it out there that may well absolutely be the case, and I am totally support this committee in making sure that we get the information that we should do. However, we do need to be mindful that sometimes our questions can go into confidential areas where we have to be mindful of the consequences of that, and that's why I've mentioned it. But absolutely, it will be written down so we can chase that and get that information for you. Did you want to add anything to that?
No, I would support what you've just said, and also to say that should the member wants direct communication with Darren, and that we can provide information in a very confidential setting environment, we will be prepared to do so.
Okay, is there any other questions, comments on the report? No? What I will just add regarding the quarterly report is that myself and Darren are regularly meeting with the taxi trade and working with them regarding their concerns and issues. The rule book should be coming to our next meeting, we're hoping January or March. So do be mindful that that will be on the agenda item. I truly believe that these meetings are very useful with the trade. It's certainly informing me and leading me to challenge Darren on a lot of the areas, hence why one of the motions that was at the last council meeting took place, because we do need to be supporting our taxi drivers and making sure that there's accessibility for our residents within Gloucester. So that's the only thing I would add to the report. If there is nothing else, are members content to note the contents of the report and move on to the next item? Okay, thank you very much. So does any member wish to discuss the minutes listed in this item? And if so, we'll have to stop the recording for that process. No? Okay, excellent. We can move on then. Item 9, any questions or comments for item 9? No? Are you okay? No questions? No? Okay. Are we happy to proceed, everyone? Yeah. So moving on to item 10, we are on the final item, which is to note the date of the next meeting, which will be Tuesday, the 11th of March. Thank you, everyone. That's the meeting closed, I believe.